Hey guys, Jay! Welcome back to the channel. So guys, looks like Mattel is going to keep us in suspense a little bit longer for Eternia's Choice. That's right guys, the fan vote ended a few weeks ago and we've been waiting on bated breath to find out which of these dream projects are going to be the next crowd project on MattelCreations.com. But I thought it would be fun to find out which picks I made, as these are my favorite choices out of all of the selections on the ballot. Now, I'm wondering if any of my choices were the same as your choices, and obviously I wanted to explain exactly why I chose these two particular items. Guys, let's have a look and see if what I chose is the same thing as what you chose. Let's have a look. Well guys, as many of us know, about a week ago, Master of the Universe on Facebook announced Eternia's Choice, and yesterday, it appears as if they tallied all of the votes, and according to this post right here, that Eternia has spoken. Find out the next MOTU crowdfund project in a special announcement on the Mattel Creations YouTube channel on October 12th. This is awesome, guys. Very, very soon, we'll find out what the fans have decided is going to be the next crowdsourced project for MattelCreations.com. But of course, that leads to the question, what the hell did I choose? Well, guys, it wasn't as simple. I mean, think about it. We had some amazing opportunities to pick some of these incredible, and I do mean incredible choices. I mean, come on. We're talking about some really big dream projects here. And yeah, okay, I'll admit, I was torn. I was really, really torn. I didn't really know what I wanted to pick. So it came down to a process of elimination. The first one that I came up to definitely was the Horde Crawler. This one, unfortunately, as amazing as it is, as wonderful as it looks, yeah, it wasn't enough for me. I mean, look at the size of this thing. It is absolutely massive. This is supposed to be, I think, an Origins figure. I mean, look how big this thing is. And of course, knowing what Mattel is trying to do with, cross-playability between Masterverse and Origins, this thing would be slightly oversized. This thing would just be an absolute monstrosity. But anything with Hordak's face, you gotta love it, man. All these wonderful indicas and heraldry from the Horde, and just this techno-cult type of idea. Just amazing. So, unfortunately, I did have to pass, although I did have to say, it really looks like they took this straight out of the Filmation cartoon. I really did love the way they pulled this together. It was absolutely amazing. The next one, which unfortunately did not make the cut, yeah, it is the House of Slither. Now, if you're a conspiracy theorist, okay, if you are already one of those people, and I've gotten a lot of these comments that say, oh, this is already pre-decided. Like, Mattel has already decided what they're going to make. And because of the Year of the Snake Man, the whole idea of completing the Snake Man line, this would be an obvious choice. It really would be, at least for Mattel. Bringing together everything into an accumulation for each of the major factions to have their own base. Skeletor has Snake Mountain, which again used to be the lair of the Snake Men, but now he's taking it over. Castle Grayskull is, of course, the stronghold of the Sorceress and where the power resides. So it is a fortress which is always being sought after and fought after. And now we're getting Eternia, which of course is the real power of Eternia and the real power of the universe, right? So it's interesting how all those things are coming together. But the Snake Men need a new lair of their own, and this is where the House of Slither, Lady Slither's domain comes in. And admittedly, it's a wonderful design. I really have to say so. I do have to say that some people are kind of weirded out by the snake heraldry on the left side of the building, which I can understand. I mean, all these snakes everywhere pretty much, but we have a Medusa head here, which could be Lady Slither, might not be, and we have a more reptilian version with a snake heraldry and almost a crown. It's actually kind of interesting that way. And then we have weird things like, is that an Iron Maiden? And if it's an Iron Maiden, is it full of snakes? It really is an interesting overall interesting design. And of course, it has been teased in the past. I mean, Roy Juarez, Manuel Eduardo Caritas on Instagram, he already posted almost teaser images of this House of Slither on the backing card of Fangor a number of months ago. Looking closely, we can actually see the original illustration sketches that were done for this backing card art, and right there as Fangor is doing battle with Hero right in the background, very prominently as well. We do see the House of Slither, the Snake's Lair, which is crazy. And of course, zooming in on the full color version, it does harken to the overall design that is being depicted here in the concept sketch. So you can really see there has been some development on this, at least conceptually. So yeah, lots of things to look forward to. The reason I didn't pick this is because I think a playset like this could definitely be something which can come to retail. We've seen Castle Grayskull go to retail. We've seen Snake Mountain go to retail. And I'm talking retail. It's actually showing up at Target locations, right? That's substantial. That's something which is really, really important. So I think that something like this, the House of Slither, could also go to retail. And I think it would actually do relatively well. So yeah, I decided to pass on this one and move on to the next choice. That being the Fright Zone. Yeah. I am, of course, excited about the Fright Zone, as many people are. The thing is, I am going to say that I would rather give the opportunity for a crowdsourced project, a crowdfunded project, to something else, not the Fright Zone. And the reason, my reasoning is pretty simple. The Fright Zone was at retail when it first came out, way back when. I mean, it's even the way it's designed right now, it's not the biggest playset. And in many ways, if we head over to Battle Ram blog, which is a wonderful archive of Master Universe memorabilia and history of the Master Universe throughout the years, definitely give them a like and a follow. Tell them that Jay sent you. Heading over to our article on the Fright Zone, Trapped-Filled Stronghold of Terror in 1985. I mean, the design was wonderful, obviously, but it really was a rather small, playset. I mean, look at this. It's not terribly big. If we're being honest. If we're being honest, it's not that terribly big. I mean, you can see two members of the evil horde here, Grizzlor and Leech, and pretty much all of them fit into this one area. That's it. They really are very, very tightly knit in here. They've added some shrubbery and things around to make it look a little bit more filled out, but for the most part, the play features are the big thing here. That's what really differentiated the Evil Horde playset from everything else. Looking at the original concept sketches for the Fright Zone, illustrated by Bayard Watts, it almost came out more or less the way it was supposed to. However, we do see those Venus fly traps on the side of the Fright Zone, which of course is now reincorporated into this design. We can see the fly traps here. The gate has been retained, the jail cell has been retained, along with the gnarly tree, and the main play feature of the Fright Zone, the snake puppet, which kids could use to grab He-Man or any unsuspecting Eternians and trap them. But as far as a playset, it really is quite small, and I think it would do much, much, much better at retail. That's just my opinion, of course, but I really do believe that. After all, there were a number of different concepts and ideas for the Fright Zone when it originally came out, and you can read all about that on battleramblog.com. Guys, definitely head over there. It's a wonderful archive of the toys of the Masters Universe, and of course its history, and they work hard to bring that to everybody so that we don't forget these wonderful playsets from the past and what they meant to us so many years ago. The thing about the Horde playset is I really always wanted the version which we saw in Filmation. This was a realization, a frightening realization of a techno-cult which has just run rampant in a world of magic. And I really did love the whole concept behind this version of the Fright Zone. Just this monstrosity which was infecting the world of Etheria with its technology and the waste that it leaves behind. Just absolutely a canker on Etheria. And thankfully, this actually was one of the choices of Eternia's choice. The Doom Tower, which admittedly is a stripped-down version of Stuart Taylor Cameron's original design from 2014 for the Master Universe Classics Edition. This would have been an incredible playset, but it probably would have cost an absolute mint to finally be realized in action figure form. As I've said multiple times, Stuart has actually reincorporated the original Fright Zone into this version of the Fright Zone from Filmation, and it's an absolute masterclass in what can be done with toy design. I'm not sure this version will ever be realized in toy form. However, we did get a simplified, and as far as toys are concerned, much easier to accomplish version of the Doom Tower. As a matter of fact, friend of the channel, Yerko Ubi, a wonderful artist and designer on Instagram, has made an amazing rendition of this Doom Tower. I already covered this on a full video. As a matter of fact, good friends of the channel, Toy Habits, sat down with Yerko to really talk about his overall ideas for the Doom Tower concept. And I gotta tell you, some amazing revelations came out of this article, including just how big this playset really is. Take a look at this, everybody. Holy crap. Yerko sent this image along with the overall measurements of the footprint for the Doom Tower. And I gotta tell you, this one kind of blew me away, because if we take a look at this overall image, we find out that the Doom Tower stands a whopping 77 inches tall, 196 centimeters, and for the base on its longest side with this particular armature of the Doom Tower, it can be as wide as 140 centimeters or 55 inches. This thing is absolutely massive. We can see here that this is what a 5.5 inch scale figure would look like. And zooming in on that, guys, this is crazy. Here we have Cobra Khan literally standing beside the Magna Beam Charger energy draining system. Look how small he is compared to this thing. It's absolutely huge. Moving up further, we can actually see that Cobra Khan, again, is manning the control center right beneath Hordak's throne. Holy crap. And there is another example of Cobra Khan pretending to be Hordak, getting ready to sit in his throne. You literally can't imagine that a few members of the Horde could stand right here at the foot of the staircase, just looking up at Hordak, waiting for his orders. This is absolutely bonkers. 77 freaking inches tall, my friends. This is absolutely nuts. Now, of course, this being a 3D model, you could actually scale this down slightly to make it easier to fit into your collection, because this is a monstrosity in terms of its overall height. Crazy. Thankfully, the footprint isn't that massive. If you were to move the armature around a little bit, I think you could save some space. And I have to admit, this was my second pick for Eternia's Choice. I've always wanted a Filmation-style Fright Zone in my collection, and truthfully, this is probably as close as we're ever going to get to something like that. And thanks to Yerko, we got an early glimpse of what the possibilities for this particular tower could be if it ends up being Eternia's Choice. And of course, this comes down to my number one choice for this fan vote. Yes, indeed, guys. It, of course, is the Attak Trak. I'm sorry, but this Filmation-style Attak Trak has been my dream, my absolute dream. I mean, I love the Attak Trak. I really do. The original Attak Trak from back in the day was a gem. But when it comes down to something which is so close to my heart, the Filmation series, the Filmation version, the Filmation cartoon will always be my number one love for Master Universe, and the style that comes with it is something that I always gravitated towards. Now, there's going to be a lot of people who are going to make fun of this thing. Yeah, it's the Mystery Machine. It's a big, huge hunk of plastic, which, you know, is just a box on wheels. But you know what? The overall aesthetic of it really is Filmation, and they're teasing the idea that there could actually be a version of the original Attak Trak included with this. That's awesome. That is absolutely ridiculous, and I hope that that's actually the case with this particular crowdfund. It really would be something that would just make this a dream project. You get not only the version of the Attak Trak, which everyone wants from Filmation, you also get a version of the Attak Trak in its original incarnation, which is absolutely ridiculous. Wonderful. And we got a sort of sneak peek about how this could come to reality. Once again, Radical Toys, Adam over there, gave us a huge glimpse at some amazing 3D printable vehicles from Master Universe, highlighted by the Attak Trak. And who made this Attak Trak? Well, guys, it's of no surprise at all. It was, of course, Yerko. Artist Yerko Ubi on Instagram once again comes through and created this incredible rendition of the Attak Trak. And it actually works. That's what's really crazy about this, guys. If you want to read more about the work of Yerko and deep dives into how he comes up with his concepts, definitely head over to toyhabits.com. They have some amazing articles speaking with Yerko himself, talking about his wonderful design work. And they even have a brand article which highlights one of his biggest projects to date, the Eternos Palace. Guys, I'll be covering this in a future episode. It's absolutely ridiculous how big this thing is. Definitely head over to toyhabits.com, give them a like and a follow, and tell them that Jay sent you. Yes, guys, this is my dream project for Eternia's Choice. This is what I've always wanted. a Filmation style attack track. I mean, look at the size of this thing. He-Man and Man-at-Arms just sitting in there chilling while they're being attacked by multiple henchmen of Skeletor. They just cannot break into Trak. He's just a beast. And they're literally dwarfed by this huge, and I do mean huge, vehicle. Jericho has outdone himself here. And if you think that this thing is just a stationary vehicle that doesn't move, well, I've got something to show you guys. Check this out. Jericho sent us this crazy video which actually showcases how this beast actually works. Check it out, everybody. If we scrub through the timeline, we can see that the rear hatch opens beautifully, and we can see all that wonderful detail that's inside this fully 3D printed masterpiece. I love it. We can see additional tracks on the inside, almost as if there's another vehicle which is supposed to go inside here. This is great. We can even see He-Man just sitting in the front there. You see just how big this thing is. But the real party trick of this beast is, of course, the fact that it moves. That's right, guys. Check it out. This overhead view showcases Jericho just playing with this attack track. Look at those tracks. What? Literally moving as it did in the Filmation cartoon. It's just absolutely bonkers. Look at it go. Holy crap. This is beautiful. Let's take a really quick look at this right here. Oh, what a noise this thing makes, though. So much fun. Now check out this angle, everybody. Just gorgeous. Yoko has really put some thought into this. I mean, like, the engineering behind this is simple, but at the same time, it works so well. Very much in homage to the original Attack track way back in the day, but it really does harken to the way it looks in the Filmation cartoon, as this is exactly the way it moved in that animation. Just gorgeous. Thank you, Jericho, for demonstrating this for us. This has been an absolute treat, and really gives us a glimpse as to what's possible for my #1 fan vote for Eternia's Choice. Another huge shout out to good friends of the channel, Toy Habits, for these wonderful coverage on the Doom Tower concept, as well as Radical Toys for their coverage on these 3D printable toys, and of course, artist Jericho on Instagram, who made all of this possible. Guys, definitely give everyone a like and a follow. Tell them that Jay sent you. Eternia's Choice is upon us, my friends, and I hope that whatever we get, it's not going to break the bank, as any of these will be wonderful additions to our collection. Well, guys, I'm not going to lie, the Attack track was my #1 choice for this fan vote, and I got to tell you, I don't regret it at all. I would love to see a motorized version of the Attack track. The one which Yuriko produced is absolutely stunning, although it is push-powered. And as much fun as that is, I really want to see a fully motorized version of the Attack track with a smaller Attack track included, just for good measure. I think that would be absolutely incredible. And of course, I want lights and voice sounds. This would be so cool. Imagine hearing Trak with those really dry humor quotes telling He-Man, Orko, and even Man-at-Arms where to go. It would be awesome. Guys, what were your choices for the fan vote for Eternia's Choice? Did your choice match up with my choice? And are you guys hoping that we're going to get these very, very soon? I guess we'll find out October 12th on Mattel Creations' YouTube page. Cross your fingers, guys, because this one's going to be a lot of fun. Guys, if you enjoyed this episode, please leave me a like. It really helps me out. We have the power, everybody. We have the power. And on October 12th, we're going to find out which of us were correct and just how much power is going to be put into this new Mattel Creations crowdfund. Good journey, everybody. Keep proud. I want to give a huge shout out to all my Patreon and channel member supporters. Thank you so much, everybody. It's thanks to your support that this channel continues to grow, and I really could not have done this without you. You guys are the best. Thank you so much for your support, guys. It really means a lot and really helps the channel to keep growing.